Hello, John Talley here with Partzilla.com. Making sure bolts and nuts are tightened to the correct torque is crucial when you're working on your machine. And while in many cases we're thinking about getting the bolts tight enough, there are many cases where the bigger risk is over-tightening. And if you've watched any of our videos, there are a lot of times, particularly when we're closing up engine cases, where we have to go through a torque sequence to get everything assembled properly. So, which type of torque wrench should you use? There are digital and click type wrenches. So if you want to learn which one you should get in your toolbox, let's go. Okay guys, let's just get this out right up front. When it comes to accuracy, neither a click type or a digital type torque wrench is better than the other. If you set them properly and keep them calibrated, they're going to get the right torque. But there are other things to consider that may make you lean one way or the other. Now, first and foremost, there's the price. Let's face it, it is a consideration with almost everything, and as you can guess, there is a huge difference in between a click and a digital type torque wrench. Now the click type torque wrenches are going to come in at a good bit cheaper than a digital version. They're much simpler, and if you know how to set them, they'll get the job done every single time. And why? Well, that's because they're simple and they're reliable. There are just fewer parts that can break or malfunction. And don't forget, you never have to worry about a dead battery with a click type torque wrench. But none of this means that a click type torque wrench doesn't come with its drawbacks. First, if you're new to torque wrenches, setting the correct torque requires a bit of a learning curve. And if it's dark, believe me, if you're under a car or under your machine, it can get really difficult to see that tiny little scale that's printed on the side. Now you also need to be really careful to zero out the torque wrench after you use the wrench so that you don't stress the spring inside, which will throw off the calibration. So what about the digital torque wrench? Now, this is what I have in my toolbox, and it has served me well. Now, you need to know that relative to the click type torque wrench, there's a little bit of a sticker shock when it comes to the price. But for that price, you get a really simple setup. Now, first, you have a digital display showing your torque and setting. Now, adjusting the torque is as simple as pushing the buttons up or down. And the digital wrenches, we usually have a little LED in the display, a beeper, and a vibrating handle to let you know when you've hit the correct torque when you're tightening a bolt. The other advantage is versatility. Now the digital unit will usually be able to measure torque in as many as 5 different units: Newton meters, foot pounds, inch pounds, kilogram feet, and kilogram centimeters. Now one of the major advantages of my particular wrench, it actually can do angle calibration. So instead of having to have a manual setup like this or a digital add-on to your standard torque wrench, it has it built in there. And the other really cool thing about it, it will compensate for you having to go back and pull a little bit more to get that angle. Because let's face it, sometimes you don't have a 360-degree span that allows you to do that. Sometimes you may be trying to get an angle where you can only pull 10 to 15 degrees at a time. So that's something you really ought to consider if you're going to spend the money for a digital wrench. Now the downside, you will have to keep up with keeping the batteries replaced or charged. But for that and the price, you get way more versatile unit that will work with just about every single application. So which one is right for you? It basically boils down to the cost and how much versatility you need. You can save some cash by buying a click type wrench, but you'll have a slightly more complex setting scale, and you box yourself into whatever unit's used on the side of the wrench. Now, on the other hand, if you can afford it, you get way more versatility and ease of use with the digital unit. Now, if you need a new torque wrench or any other tools for your toolbox, why don't you come see us at Partzilla.com and we can get you taken care of. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section below and I'll do my best to answer them. We just want to say thank you for shopping here with us at Partzilla, and we will see you in the next video. Y'all have a great day.